Assassinate Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into our album of the week, where we break down a particular album from a usually a good band, and we get into the lyrics, music, how it was made, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. So that's all I have for the boring intro. What are we doing this week, Jeff? What band? What album? What do we got? Go.
We're doing Devo. We are Devo. We're doing Are We Not Men? Question: Are we not men? Answer: We are Devo.
We are Devo. There you go. First record, 1978. So yeah, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get into the lyrics, how it was made, music, everything else, and we're gonna start with our origin story with Devo. So I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know. No, we're good.
No, origin stories, first impressions, album, rank, David Jaffe out. That's it. No, we're good.
Yeah, so let's get into this. Origin story with Devo. What do you got? Go.
Obviously, Whip It. It's like the earliest thing. I don't think I ever knew anybody that was really into Devo. I didn't get into Devo until Life Aquatic, when Slappy Mammy, Gut Feeling was in the movie. And I was like, that's a fucking cool song. And then I looked it up, and it was Devo, and that's how I heard their first record. But I didn't really get into their first record, probably until years after that, too. So one of the earliest things I got on the vinyls was a Devo, was their first record. And it's kind of funny, too, because even after getting that on the vinyls, I never dove into their later records. Because I just never cared. I never really gave a shit. But I don't know. I guess Life Aquatic. Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. That's my favorite Wes Anderson movie.
It's definitely not his best.
I would say it was his best. I said it was my favorite.
Okay.
If we're not going to listen, then this is going to be a long episode.
I mean, do I ever listen?
No, you don't. I know you don't.
I know I don't. All right, so my origin story, yeah, it's Whip It. I mean, the first time I heard it was probably when I was 4 or 5 years old, listening to it on the radio. My mom always used to sing that song. I mean, my mom likes to just sing songs. So, and she knows a lot of music. Like top 40 music, my mom knows a lot of that shit.
Good.
Old top 40.
Good.
But yeah, no, Whip It is really where I first heard Devo, but I didn't really care at all. I never really cared to listen to anything more. And then I got really obviously into the Vandals and all that shit, and Josh Freese being the drummer for Devo for so many years. I thought, okay, I'll listen to more Devo, and I listened to the first record. I really liked it. And then Peekaboo, that song. Oof. That song is so good. Even I know Josh Freese didn't play on any of those songs, but Josh Freese, he was the one that kind of got me more into Devo and more made me look into Devo and listen to some more of their music. But outside of the first record and
Peekaboo and
Peekaboo, yeah, just those. I mean, that's my origin story, really. So let's get into first impressions of the record. We Are Not Men. We Are Devo.
Yeah, so I had a copy of this when we first started collecting. One of the early things I bought. And then I saw a UK first press of it, and the UK first press is a different cover. It shows clips from the music video with like the fucking fishnet stockings over their face, right? And their face is all smushed, and then the front cover is Mark hanging over something and with his goggles on, looking down at the camera. And some colored wax too, so it's pretty cool. And then I remember I bought you a cheaper one at Grace. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Yeah, and it wasn't even like, I think it was like $10, and I was like, "Fuck, man, that's a good price." I looked at it, I was like, "This is pretty fucking clean for $10." Like I remember who I bought mine from. It was like $30, and it was not it was about that clean, but it was $30, and so I don't know, whatever that's worth. First impressions of this, I love this record. I think it's fucking amazing. I think it's funny. I think it's fun. I think they do just enough new wave here for it to be classified as new wave, but they're not new wave whatsoever. And at no point in this entire record do they take themselves seriously, but at the same time, they kind of take themselves very seriously. I think that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. First impressions with me on this one. I mean, late 70s, nothing sounded like Devo. I mean, Devo was, God, dude, it's quirky. It's fucking weird as hell. And I mean, the band had been around since the earlier, like 73, I believe it was. So, and this record came out in '78, and so there was a lot of shows played between then and now. A lot of singles were put out prior to this record. They'd made a real name for themselves, and this record, dude, yeah, there's nothing really like it up to this point. It's very, very unique. I have this on vinyl, like you said. You got this one from you grabbed it for me at Grace Records, but I don't know. I think this is a solid kind of post-punk record, not really new wavy, but more post-punk than anything else. With Mark's fucking weird vocal delivery, he just has that weird, stupid delivery in his vocals. But otherwise, yeah, that's my first impressions. Devo's not like my favorite band, but I do really like this record. So take that however you want. People listen.
I thought maybe like this week I'd be like, oh, this record's fucking good. Oh, this is really great too. Like I love all of Devo. But it was almost like the opposite. It was just like, fuck, man, I hate more Devo even more now than I did before. Mm-hmm. Because we have some guys that'll come in. We have some guys that'll come into our store whenever we get like a clean copy of whatever record, and they'll be excited. And then I'll end up listening to a couple songs from it, and I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty fucking good. I do like that. But this week was brutal, man. This week was brutal. It was tough. It was hard. These records are not very deep. They're not very complex. But again,
until you get to the last record. Until you get to the last record.
The last record's not. I mean, it's good. It's good, but like
it's
again,
way
as
deeper
I
than
mentioned,
other shit.
As I mentioned before, this band I think has always put music secondary, and sometimes you can tell, and sometimes it goes hand in hand. But I think these are artists, and music just comes secondary.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they started out as like a video based art project. So Jerry Casale. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm just going to call him Casale.
They never said in the doc either. They never once said his last name.
We watched that damn Netflix documentary, and
it was a good doc though.
It was good. I really enjoyed it. But a lot of people bitched about it.
I like a well-made doc.
I thought it was really well made too. I mean, there were so many interviews with the band members, which was cool because a lot of Netflix documents are really bad because they don't actually talk to anybody in the band. A lot of times they don't talk to anybody in the band or people related to the band. It's more just like archival footage and like fans talking about it. And it's just like, oh, this shit's so lame. But this documentary I thought it was very good.
It was like driven by Mark. Like that's
Mark and Jerry, honestly.
Jerry.
I mean, those two guys, Mark Mothersbaugh and Jerry Casale. I'll just say Casale. I don't care if it's wrong. I mean they are Devo, like without a doubt. They do everything for the band. Jerry's like the visual guy. He does a lot of the video shit. Mark is the more musical guy. Politically, they stand in the same spot, and how they view the world and society is almost identical. But yeah, no, these guys went to Kent University or Kent State.
Kent
State, and they were there when the
Kent State shooting.
The Kent State shootings where 4 people died? 4 people died, and like 30 people got shot, like from the National Guard. It's like,
isn't that crazy?
It's fucking it's nuts. And they were there when that happened, and they're like, they just couldn't believe it, that how terrible society is, and how we're de-evolving, and that's where the whole kind of name came about from. That was one of the reasons, and then some shit that they had read, some movies that they really liked back then from the 50s and 60s, led to the band name and kind of their whole, political leanings, ideals.
I mean, that's essentially their entire like fabric of their being is visually, and then the concept of de-evolving, and then like music, right? Those are like the 3 things. But I still think like music comes secondary. It's just they happen to have a gem on their hands with this first record. It just happened to be, oh fuck, like even though you guys really want to be artists and have a visual thing, you hit it out of the park with this one. Good job. Yeah.
And like we mentioned, I think it was on the rankings episode. A lot of these songs were written over like the 3 or 4 years prior to this record even coming out. So I mean, this shit was demoed. It had already been recorded in some cases on certain singles. So I mean, the record had been done and fussed over and played live, many times prior to this record. So just as a little bit of backstory, Devo they kind of made a name for themselves they're from Ohio. They kind of made a name for themselves in Akron, Ohio. They made a name for themselves in Chicago and more notably in New York. They befriended David Bowie and Robert Fripp from King Crimson, and initially Bowie and Robert Fripp wanted to produce this record.
Brian Eno.
But but Robert Fripp wanted to also produce this record.
Oh, that's right. He
did want to. He was in contention. He really wanted to do it, but certain scheduling issues happened, and Bowie said, "You know what? Brian Eno should do it. I've worked with him. He's great. Whatever." And they flew him out to Germany, to Cologne, Germany, and it was just not a good experience for the band or Brian Eno.
Well, I mean, they all want to achieve the same thing. They all want to put art in their music. But two out of these three do it in such a pompous way, such a tight ass way, whereas Devo did not take a fucking goddamn thing serious, but still wanted full control over their music. And so when Bowie and Eno see this kind of thing, and they're like, "Well, these guys are a fucking joke," but they have a lot of ideas. They have arguably just as much, if not more, ideas than Bowie and Eno did. Like, not only did Devo kind of like invent this style, right? But they also invented like a story that could be furthered through like TV shows and movies and music videos and merchandise and like subsequent records. Like, Devo was so forward thinking, and they didn't even fucking realize how forward thinking they were. They just wanted to do something that no one has ever seen, and in doing so, they did something they couldn't even dream of. Like, it's wild.
Yeah, and we'll get more into like the video aspect of it all, because that's equally, if not more important than the music itself. But they were in the studio with Eno, and they were butting heads because Devo wanted the songs to sound exactly like they did on the demo. Eno wanted to produce it more and add more flair and fluff to the songs, and so there was just a lot of back and forth there, and to the point where Devo would go home for the day, and then Bowie would come into the studio for whatever reason, and him and Eno would work like all night and adding little like tricks and little synths and little things here throughout the songs. And then they would come in the next day and listen to the mix and like, what the fuck is all this? And then eventually when they eventually recorded the final mix to the tape, Mark Mothersbaugh would go over to the board and he turned out, like, just as they were about to record onto the tape, the final mix onto the tape, he'd turn all of the stuff that Eno wanted, that he had added to the track, he turned it all down to the bottom to 0. And then it was just like this constant back and forth, this constant tension. But I think it led to a good record. I think Eno produced this record well. I think he got a lot of great sounds out of this record, like a lot of great tones, guitar tones, drum tones. I think sonically this record sounds really good. I think it sounds really, really good.
This is him. Do you hear the dogs right now?
I do hear the dogs right now.
Yeah. This is so like Eno is already in his ambient phase. He already has like a handful of records under his belt, and he's up his own ass. He's doing this fucking sound that people love. I don't fucking get it, dude. Those ambient series that he did, like the Apollo, the ambient one, I don't fucking get it.
Yeah, I don't.
But people like adore it. People love it. So Eno thinks he's like God. He thinks he's above anybody else, and that's what he's doing to this record. He's trying to add all these textures and nuance and layers. And Devo are like, no, right? We want to produce this, and we want this essentially to sound like a punk record. But yeah, we have like a synthesizer in here and some electronic other elements, but this should be a punk record at heart. Yeah. And I think that's a good push and pull, because I think they made Eno a little bit better, and I think Eno made them a little bit better.
I think
he allowed them to see like multiple planes of existence of their music, rather than just attack it into strictly just Ramones side of things. Whereas like they probably taught him some patience, and like it's okay to not have your fucking hands all over everything. Daddy, chill, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. I don't fucking get that. Some of his stuff is fucking amazing, but when it gets too art poppy, art rocky, especially like the experimental ambient stuff, I don't fucking get it.
Yeah, I don't. I've never got the whole Brian Eno thing. It's never been my thing. But I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, this record came out, and it came out. It was pretty damn successful at the time. It didn't blow up like when Whip It came out, but for what this record was, and fucking how weird and quirky it was, it was pretty damn successful. But going back a little bit too, the music in the end, is almost secondary to this band. This band is more of it's an art project. It's not just the music. It's visual. It's a very visual thing. And watching that documentary, I didn't even realize this, but those early shows they played, they were just up there making fucking noise. Like they played their first show at Kent State.
Obnoxious.
Kent State to like 20 people, and after like 20 minutes, there were 2 people in the crowd because and what did Mark Mothersbaugh say? It was like the wink. What do you call it? The wink solo or fuck? What did he call that solo? But it was just literally just noise coming out of the guitar because they had video. They played some of the video of that first concert, and it was just screeching feedback, distortion. It was just it sounded like garbage.
It sounded like absolute fucking garbage.
But that was the point. It's like, you know, these guys are 21 years old, and they're just trying to, I don't know, ruffle feathers and be different, be cool, and being artsy kids. This is like,
I mean, they all went to college. They all went to like college, and they're all well off for the most part. And like, what do you do when you don't really have a lot of worries in the world? Is you try and piss somebody off. Yeah, you try and piss somebody off and be annoying in some capacity. And so that's what they fucking did. And some of those early shows, watching them play, like, they're fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, had we been around at in that era and just randomly stumbled upon this group from Akron, Ohio, right in the middle of nowhere, in an era where we want to just hear like classic rock tunes, and they did that, like, that's fucking cool. Like synchronized, like dancing, making fucking noise, manipulating like synthesizers and Moog machines. Even like the fucking Mothersbaugh brother, right? After he like left the band, went on to be like one of the top dudes for Roland to like develop the MIDI technology.
Well, and Mark was talking about that in the doc. So his brother was Jim Mothersbaugh. He was the original drummer for Devo. And he was saying when they started Devo and he joined as the drummer, he created his own electronic drum kit. And he said it was the first electronic drum kit. Jim put it together and like out of all this weird shit, and he literally made the very first electronic drum kit you've ever heard. And it was with Devo.
You can see it in Bob's guitar because Mark, Bob, and then Jim. You can see in Bob's guitar, he has all this tape and all these fucking wires coming out of it and shit. And so you just know that it was Jim that rigged that guitar to make all these fucking weird noises.
I think it was like
it almost looked like it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just because I watched it today. I don't remember. It looked like it was like some type of jazz master looking thing.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
And all these different switches, but the switches could have just been him. But that's cool. Like this guy's like not the founder of it, but like helped really push it forward and develop the MIDI technology that so many fucking bands use today. That's unreal.
Yeah, and Jim Mothersbaugh didn't stay in the band very long. I think maybe like 2 years, playing a lot of those early shows, and then eventually Alan Myers came in with an acoustic set and didn't really do a lot of electronic stuff. But you know what we hear on this first record is Alan Myers on drums, and yeah, it's like we said too. It's a lot less electronic based, more acoustic. Everything's more acoustic, more guitars and everything, more post punk or punk on this record. But yeah, that early stuff was crazy. Oh, another fun thing that I heard too, or that from that doc was I think it was Jerry was saying that when they would book shows in the early days, they would just call like a bar or like a you know, venue or whatever, and they'd say, yeah, we're a cover band, we play Boston, we play whatever, this and
Bad
that company, and then they would play no covers, and after like 2 songs they would just kick them off the stage. And like, you know what, we'll pay you the full amount,
we'll pay you the full amount. Get the fuck out of here.
Just get out of here. Yeah, I thought that was like, dude, that's fucking rad. Like, what fucking band does that shit?
They did it for so many years before they even got like any recognition for it, right? Because even when this dropped, they really didn't blow up or get really big until just before like Whip It came out. Like that's because like by the time Whip It came out, they were already known. So like well into like 1980, right? So this came out 78. So they were touring already and playing small shows in like 74.
Yeah, so for like CBGBs, all that kind of shit. But like,
can you imagine for like 6 fucking years you're playing and you're living on couches and you're eating like fucking garbage, right, every day for 6 fucking years?
Yeah, fucking crazy. But what was cool, like, too, when you were watching the doc, like, it wasn't just the guys in the band, it was the people around that they surrounded themselves with. Like, everybody loved the band, everybody loved the guys in the band, so they all supported them. Like, there was photographers in the group. They let them stay at their houses, like couch surfing, and they would feed the guys in the band. They would fucking sell merch for them. They would do all kinds of shit for the band. So it was this very kind of, I don't know, this kind of little community.
It was a very like community. Grateful Dead-esque kind of community where everybody kind of came together and helped support these guys for. But 6 years is so fucking long.
A long time.
It's so
long.
To
make no money.
To make no money. And even like when you do kind of sign, like when they sign the final record label, and then Richard Branson comes in and kind of fucks the whole deal. Too. And that guy, like talk about like rich people just doing whatever the fuck they want to do, right? He's like, like they sign with Warner Brothers and they have like a verbal agreement, which by all intents and purposes that is an agreement, and that can be legally binding. And so they tell Richard Branson like, no, we can't really sign with you because we have this verbal thing with Warner Brothers. He's like, don't worry about it, fuck them, we'll do it anyway. And it's like, okay, dude. And then of course they get sued. This record gets shelved for almost a year.
It was a year,
It's just like, damn, dude, rich people can just do whatever the fuck they want to do.
And you know what? The band made no money off of it, but Virgin Records made a shit ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
Warner Brothers made a shit ton of money because what it was when all the loss, because Warner Brothers sued Virgin and Richard Branson, and they sued the band, shelved everything, but then what they did was they cut up all the distribution rights. So Branson and Virgin Records got a certain part of the world to distribute and promote.
I think Warner Brothers most of the world, and the Warner Brothers got like America.
Got America, yeah. Essentially, yeah. And the band got completely fucking screwed out of the whole fucking deal. Like it was a genius business move on Branson's part because he made a shit ton of money off of this record, and he probably still does. But the band, fuck the band, right? It's like, dude, yeah, these fucking billionaires, man, these rich ass motherfuckers.
I mean, they shouldn't have said fucking yes, right? And like they owe him money because they didn't have to go to court because even though they're suing the band, like Richard Branson will go on their behalf, but he's not doing that for free, right? He's still going to tab that up and he's like, oh yeah, just so you know, like my lawyers went to fight for you, and you don't owe any money, don't worry, but you owe me, $3.2 million, but don't worry, I'll take it out of your royalties.
Yeah, you'll be paying that for the next 30 years.
And so they say, oh fuck, we're fucked there.
Yeah.
But then they made up for it, I mean, they didn't really make up for it, but they made up for it in like merch sales and touring, and they toured a lot. And then going into like the MTV era, I guess follow the doc a little bit there. But yeah, going into like the MTV era of videos, where they were doing it well before MTV was even a thing doing videos. I think that's what really, really catapulted them into Devo.
Yeah.
Which they had so many videos that they're like, yeah, well, I'll fucking do a video easy. I have all these ideas, let's do it. And so like their videos were always on rotation because they just had so many of them.
Yeah.
And they're fucking weird. And like weird works. It's quirky.
And that was something about MTV that I hadn't really thought of, or hadn't thought of in a long time, was that the early days of MTV, it was very much like the Wild West. They could fucking play whatever they want. It was cable TV. Like it wasn't owned by a big corporate. It wasn't owned. I don't think it was owned by Viacom or another. Viacom I think owns it now. Like it wasn't owned by this giant fucking conglomerate corporation. So they were just playing whatever the fuck they wanted. There was no money. There was really no money coming in. It was still very much like DIY shit. And then I think Jerry was talking about in the doc that, by the mid 80s, it had been so infiltrated by the big record labels and big corporations that if you weren't a top 40 hit on the radio, you're not going to be played on MTV. Like they literally just went hand in hand, and it was essentially just being played on normal radio at that point. By the time the mid 80s hit, and he's like, and Jerry was saying like I would try to like bring these ideas for videos to MTV, and they're like, no, you guys aren't on the radio. We're not going to play on MTV. It's just not going to happen. So it just like kind of defeated the purpose or the cool quirkiness of MTV in the very, very early days. And it just goes to show, man, fucking corporate, fucking greedy ass motherfuckers.
But I think MTV was launched by one of the big corporations. I don't think it was just this. Yeah, I don't think it was this like grassroots thing. I think it was launched by one of the big, like BMG, whatever that was, whatever the partner was early on before it merged. I think MTV was owned by somebody. Like it wasn't just this like asinine radio thing that dropped MTV and it became this sensation. I think it was made to succeed in the beginning times because it had a lot of fucking money. But yes, I agree.
So there's that. And I forgot where else. Oh, another thing that I wasn't really aware of with Devo and it's kind of this earlier era of the band was how close they were with Neil Young. Like Neil Young and Devo,
they're so
like
fucking weird.
Like politically, ideally, they're very much the same. Musically, they are the complete opposite of one another. Neil Young put out his movie, was it Highwayman or something like that?
Yeah, Highway something
back in like 77 or 78. And he wanted Devo to play on the record or on the soundtrack, and they did.
Not just like play in the soundtrack, but be in the movie, and gave them complete artistic control over their characters and dialogue.
And I think they opened up for Neil Young on one of his tours. Like he was a huge, huge supporter of Devo,
which is so fucking weird.
And then he like after this first record came out, they started, they realized, okay, we're gonna have to start selling merch, and they kind of dove into the whole merch aspect and commercialization of Devo, which is kind of like the opposite of what they had ever kind of believed in prior. But they started like selling merch within the records, like with like pamphlets and inner sleeves of just selling like the energy domes and whatever other Devo merch, masks and all that kind of shit.
Goggles, just like cheap
ass fucking shit. But it was all Devo inspired or Devo like insignias on it. And Neil Young was like, "Why are you guys doing this? Like this is really shitty. This is not good."
This is sellout, is what he was saying.
It's pretty much this is sellout. And I forgot exactly what Mark Mothersbaugh said, but he was just like, "Well, who cares?" Like he was just like, "This is the way it is." Like I think after this record came out, the first record came out, it was just kind of like, fuck it, who cares at this point? Like we're just part of the corporate consumerism machine.
That's the point of the entire band. Like the de-evolution it doesn't exist. You can't evolve. That's still an evolution. If we as humans were to like go back to our Neanderthal days, that's an evolution back to our Neanderthal. That's not a de-evolution. The only way you can de-evolve is like
true.
You fucking, I don't know, rewind time. So the concept is like this oxymoron. And so I think that's the whole point of Devo is like we're de-evolving, but that doesn't really exist anyway. We're evolving to something that we don't like. And that's just that's a staple in every generation. That's why the fucking Woodstock in the 60s railing against like everything that came before it. Every generation says, "Oh, like we're the best generation." And they really, like, the 70s weren't so great. Neither were the fucking 80s. Like, yeah, there's a lot of problems that we have now, but it's better than the fucking 80s. True. My God. The way we treated women, gays, fucking minorities in the 80s, get the fuck out of here.
Terrible. It's significantly better, yeah.
So, like, when Neil Young comes out and is like, "That's stupid that you're doing that." It's like, man, I've seen a video of you in, like, the fucking 90s going to, like, a mom-and-pop record store and taking your bootleg record out and walking out with it. He's like, "This is mine. This is not authorized." Like a little bitch. And then even more recently, taking your music off Spotify. Right? Get fucked.
Yeah, for like 2 years.
Get fucked because I don't like what Joe Rogan says. I don't like what he. Make sure you don't. It's like censorship, right? Fuck off, dude.
Yeah, straight up censorship. Man.
Amazing music, just such a bitch all the fucking time.
Damn, I love his music. I love Neil Young's music.
And Live Aid too. Like fuck off, dude. Live Aid was such a dumb ass fucking thing.
Yeah.
Piss off.
So we haven't touched upon any of the music on this record. We're like almost a half hour deep. Do we have any stinkers on this record?
No.
30 minutes in. Yeah.
No.
I don't have any stinkers either.
No.
I don't think every song is a banger. So I have 7 bangers. What do you got? How many do you have?
I have 7 bangers.
There we go. Easy peasy.
Wow,
so let's get into our number one. What's your favorite song? Your number one banger?
Do you want to do a favorite song or just not bangers and knock those out of the way?
Yeah, well, okay, we'll knock the non-bangers out of the way. What do you got for that?
I would say start from the top and go downwards, but you
just
know
just go through them. Just go through them. I'll tell you if mine's a non-banger.
Well, I don't know how you would even know because you would just start from the top. But
I have my non-bangers. Yeah, Space Junk is not a banger for me either.
Space Junk is not a banger.
Yeah. Weird lyrics, but yeah, okay.
Too much paranoias.
That is a banger for me, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
What banger is that for you?
Oh, that's my 5B. 5 banger.
That's my 5B. Okay.
What do you got? What else you got?
So I got to highlight it red real quick.
So we're not going to talk about that? Okay.
We can talk about it real quick. It's your
no. It's fine. No. Well, no, it's fine. We don't have to talk about it.
Shrivel Up, the last song. I don't think that's a banger.
Yeah, Shrivel Up did not make my banger list.
Okay, so it's only true double not bangers. There's only 2 there. Jocko Homo, pretty close. I don't know.
I don't know about that, dude. Jocko Homo is a banger for me. It's my 4B.
It's close. It's close for me.
So yeah, the ones that didn't make my banger list, Mongoloid.
What?
Yeah, Mongoloid did not make my banger list. Then
no, just hard stop already. Here we go. Mongoloid, that's silly.
Okay, let's get into it.
That's fucking silly that
let's
you didn't think that.
Let's get into Mongoloid.
First of all, I mean, like the video that accompanies it, amazing, right?
Yeah.
Not just from the doc, but like the full videos that they did for some of these songs. And like, dude, Mongoloid, perfect fucking build. The synth comes in hard here and like it sets the scene and then disappears. Like that's what we want from new wave music. I don't mind a little bit of synth, but like don't stick around the whole fucking time. The gang vocals are cool because we get a little bit of depth to the melody without actually like sounding too good. Because if you sound too good, then you're just like being new wave about it. But if you sound kind of like shitty, then you're being like a punker about it. You're sounding like the Ramones. And I like the idea that the song is built around just that driving bass line. It's very de-evolution sounding because everything's so big and everything's so just layered and textured and emo and new wave and everything in the 70s is just pushing the boundaries. But here's just dun, 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 right?
I thought it was just more of like a mid-tempo kind of just fine song. There's literally nothing wrong with it. It's just I don't think it's quite a banger. I think they did this type of song better on other parts of the record. Yeah, I like the little synth flourishes and all that. I like little. There's some like little boops and zaps on this song, and which I love. I love the boops and zaps.
I love the boops and zaps.
But yeah, overall, I think it's. I don't know. It's fine. It's just fine.
Mongoloid,
pretty straightforward.
Mongoloid. Dude, lyrically, it's cool. I didn't know that people with Down syndrome were called mongoloids up until like 1965.
I didn't realize that either.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy now just to think about it. I'm not like late 60s actually, just because like mongoloid just sounds derogatory, right? It's just so one of those words that's
primitive.
It just sounds so derogatory. Yeah. But it's cool because like this song like is Devo, right? It's about a dude with Down syndrome who functions just fine in society, like not because he isn't allowed to, but because everyone else thinks they're somehow better or superior because of this notion of individuality. Whereas like I don't know, we're all the kind of same chump driven by consumerism according to Devo, and the only truly happy person here is the Mongoloid, is this person with Down syndrome, and we can learn something from that. And I think that's crazy. And I also didn't know that it's called Down syndrome because the guy that popularized it, his last name was Downs.
Oh, really? Oh, I had no idea. So I did not know that.
I should be a fucking doctor.
You should, yeah. Yeah, go to school for the next 10 years.
No, I'm already good. I already know more than fucking most doctors.
No, it's true. We got ChatGPT, right?
That's crazy. Honestly, it's probably fucking true at this point because, like, doctors don't even diagnose anymore. It's just here's pills, right? Here's pills, or like X-ray. Oh, your bone's broke, but here's pills. Here's pills. You could probably like WebMD, like merge with ChatGPT, and you're kind of onto something there.
That's been the thing like the last couple of years. Remember, like Chad from Dudesy was talking about that a lot. He's like, that's like the next part. That's the next thing in medicine. Like you just type in whatever diagnosis you were given and into whatever AI, ChatGPT or whatever it may be. And yeah, maybe right, maybe wrong. I mean, doctors are wrong a lot of the times. That's why they're sued so goddamn much.
That's why they make a lot of money, because they get sued a lot. That's why second opinions happen.
Yeah. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to go down this road. So you said Mongoloid. Yeah, it just did not make my banger list. Just did not.
Okay, that's all right. We can be wrong.
Okay.
I shouldn't say we. You can be wrong because you're used to it. I'm not ever wrong. But okay, what's your 1B? Is your 1B
Uncontrollable
Urge? Yeah.
How can you not love that?
Yeah. I mean, that's not my 1B, but that could just be on 1B. That's my 2B.
Oh my god! So
gut feeling, slap your mommy. That's my 1B. But
that did not make my bigger list. But we'll get into that.
That's stupid.
So. But okay, so Uncontrollable Urge, yeah, I love the little riff too, and just it's just so kind of spastic and like unnerving, and then the yeah, it just gets more and more frantic as he says the yas. The song is out of control. There's nothing that sounds like this. It's very, very punk in spirit, but it doesn't have the Ramones kind of feel or the Sex Pistols kind of feel at the time. It's just something else.
This is why I keep calling this record punk, because this song is a punk song. This is aggressive. This is like just as aggressive as anything the fucking Ramones has ever done.
Which I agree with.
That chord intro. That's I Want to Hold Your Hand, right?
Yeah,
that's fucking straight up lifted from that. And the yeah part supposedly taken from the She Loves You by the Beatles. And then the doc, but like bringing a little bit further too. And when Mark talks about how John Lennon, he saw him play at Max's Kansas City in New York, and then he approached Mark after the show, and John Lennon, drunk as fuck, just like annihilated, comes up to Mark, gets in his face, and says, "Hey man, yeah," and then just says that part. He says, I get it, man," and then just walks away. And like to Mark, that was just like all the vindication that he possibly could have needed. He's like, "Fuck yeah!" Like my idol, the guy who I think writes like some of the greatest like pop songs that have ever been created, thinks that my music is dope, and like that's cool. That's just
feeling,
cool.
Yeah, what a crazy feeling that must have been. Like even
someone
like
you respect so much, you respect so fucking much, just like give you, and that's why they survived for 6 fucking years before they made any money, is because of shit like this. Like one of the goats comes up to you and says like, "I get it," and just walks away, right? Like don't need this long interaction, don't need to sit down, don't need an interview, just drunk off his ass comes up to you and gives you vindication. Perfect.
What a cool thing. What a cool story.
And what a fucking opening too. Like I don't know, maybe like technically this is new wavy and like Devo could be classified as new wave, but like they're just Devo.
No, this
song is
way
punk.
More punk.
This is fast. This is aggressive. This is wild. This is definitely influenced by like the punk movement as well as the new wave stuff. It's a good blend. Like great guitar parts, great soundscapes here, great like vocal layering. Everything about the song is absolutely perfect. It's wild.
I think the riff is the best part of this whole record, or not the best, but it's the best riff on the whole record. It's the best riff on the whole record, hands down.
They love those fucking 3-note riffs, dude.
Yeah,
they love them.
They do.
And it's like literally, it's a perfect thesis for what Devo is actually about, right? The uncontrollable urge that we have that drives us forward, be it sex or greed or I don't know, anything generalizations.
Yeah, because he never really says anything specifically regarding the urge, so it kind of leaves it a little bit up to interpretation. Overall, though, lyrically on this record, I think it's pretty. I don't really care for the lyrics. There's not really much.
What's wrong with them?
There's like just not much here. There's not really a lot here lyrically.
There's a lot here. I mean, we already talked about 2 songs. In the Mongoloid, there's a fucking lot there. But in this song, there's a lot there.
But I think we're only picking up on we're only looking at a deeper meaning because we know the history or the background of the band up to this point. But if there was no background to the band, these lyrics are fucking nothing. They're very, 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 very surface level. But because of the backstory,
that's the point of the band.
I know. But once again, that goes back to the fact that it's not. This band is not about the music. It's about the whole thing, about the art, the whole artistic aspect of it, the video part of it, the theme of the band.
That makes the lyrics even better when you say that.
It does.
Because, like, these lyrics are written for people that aren't just fucking lazy. These lyrics are written for people that want to get into it a little bit more and not be superficial and cheap about it.
Which I like that too. I like that a lot. But I'm just looking at it from the perspective of, let's say you know nothing about this band. You have no history with this band. You don't know anything about their beliefs or their views on anything. You read these lyrics and you're like, okay, or you hear these lyrics and you're like, oh, there's literally
if you're a fucking mongoloid, if you don't know anything about fucking music.
I get it, and that's the point of the band. I mean they're pushing this whole de-evolution thing, and a huge example of that is Whip It, because Whip It, they wrote it as one particular thing. They made a video for it, satirizing, consumerism, advertising, all this kind of stuff, the dumbing down of the world of America. But then everybody picked up on the dumbest aspect of the band, the Whip It part. They took it as more of like a sexual thing and a very kind of at face value thing. And it's like, you guys are really just proving our point. Like, just
that makes it good. That makes it even better.
It does. I know.
Well,
But
then why did you say
because
the lyrics are stupid?
Because I'm just saying, I'm just kind of just making an overall point that looking at these lyrics just at face value with no history of the band, the lyrics are just stupid. They're almost meaningless on this entire record.
But it's impossible for you to look at these lyrics without knowing about the band. Because we do read about the band.
A point. I know. I'm just trying to make a point here. Because it leads up to the point of the Whip It thing, which I literally just said, where people who loved Whip It, most people who loved Whip It, didn't know the history of the band. They didn't know the point of the band, and they took the meaning of that song completely differently than the band did. And the band was literally making fun of these people.
Anything. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. But they ran with it at some point.
But they ran with it in the video, and they were making fun of the people who loved the particular song.
But a lot of these songs do mean something. Like Uncontrollable Urge does mean something. It's pathetic. We're all suckers for consumerism, and it's funny because this song was eventually used in a lot of commercials. And like when asked about it, because like no one's going to really turn down money, especially if you're just in this to make a living. It's just funny that this song, which is, I don't know, like the most or the most obvious jab at consumerism, is used in all these commercials. Like it's fucking irony. It's poetic. It's cute.
There's a lot of irony with this band and what happened outside of the band. Or what, you know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, Uncontrollable Urge, my 1B. So let's get into your 1B. Let's do it.
Well, you know, the gut feeling slappy mammy.
Yeah. Why do you love this song so much?
How do you not like this song?
I do like this song. I do like it.
Like,
but
this is
not
crazy. It has everything you want. It's instrumental driven. There's not a lot of vocals. There's not a lot of words here. It gets faster. It gets heavier. It gets more wild. It's based off of just a basic fucking chord progression, right? We're talking like House of Rising Sun kind of almost here, but a little bit more fun, a little bit more punk,
a little bit surfy too.
Yeah, you get the drippy like verb on the guitar. Like, how do you not like this song?
I don't get me wrong. I don't have a stinker on this record. I like this song, but it didn't make my banger list. I think the instrumental part is a little too long, and for a band who aren't like, they don't write. I don't know. These guys aren't like the greatest musicians, which isn't always a bad thing. But I don't know. I think the instrumental was a little too long. The build was fun, but then once it gets into the main part of the song, the more conventional part of the song, it's cool. It's a lot of what we are already hearing on the record, and I don't know. I do like the end though when it kind of drops toward you hear that guitar noise and then it drops into the slap your mammy part. That part was really cool.
This
is almost like their prog song in a way. Because what is it, like almost 5 minutes long, I think.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like their proggy song, but
they played them together, like the Gut Feeling, Slappy Mammy. They played them together for a long time. Until like the early 90s, I think, and then stopped playing them back to back for like 10 years, 10 or so years or whatever, and then brought it back later on in their career, which I think is a mistake. Choice. No, I think it's a mistake.
Really?
Yeah, because this is such an easy thing to put into your set where you just chill. At some point, you need that song in your set list to where you just chill. Like, hey, we're Devo. Thanks for coming out, right? This is fucking Bob and Jim and me. We're the Mothersbaugh brothers, right? This is where you introduce the band. This is where you kind of catch your breath, take a sip, whatever you got to do. But it's still a good song. It's not just like filler. It's a good song.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think it's a mistake not putting it back. Because then anytime you have a band that does something like that, where they introduce like the members, or they do something where there's crowd interaction, where it's clearly a time for the band to catch their breath, immediately following that is either like a big single or something insane, or something crazy, something heavy, something to wake me up, right? Something that like that. After the part, you need that part after that.
I see your point.
So I think like just like sequencing wise and putting this like later on in the record, I think is absolutely fucking perfect.
All right.
That's what I think.
Lyrically, like rebelling against your parents and authority and that kind of stuff, which is cool. I mean, that's very much what they're all about. You know, rebelling against everything, essentially. Very punk mentality. I like it. I dig it. So, no,
okay.
Right? You have something else to say about it?
I might thought it was just he thinks his girl was cheating on him.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
definitely.
he's just like he smells something on her and she tastes different, and like he's just like that. To me, that seems like he doesn't trust her, and there's something different about her because she's cheating on him, and when he kisses her, he tastes the other man. Right. That gut feeling that he has.
Yeah. Okay. I could see that. So your number 2 was, what was your number? Oh, Uncontrollable Urge, right?
Uncontrollable Urge. Yep. Uncontrollable Urge.
Almost that, dude. So then what's your 3B?
Mongoloid.
Okay, so we talked about that. My 3B, Come Back Johnny. So why do you hate this song?
Dude, that's a fucking banger. I love Come Back Johnny. It's my 4B.
It's 4B, okay. I mean, this is a faster, more upbeat song, and it has like a very Western feel to it with the guitar and bass line, the kind of the galloping drums. Dude, this song is really good. A lot of like throwback to the Johnny B. Good thing. Which is
that's why this song is good.
Stuff.
This is a deconstructed version of Johnny B. Good.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily faster because like he's not singing fast and the pacing isn't that fast. Everything just sounds a little bit fast, but this is just a deconstructed like companion piece to Johnny B. Good, whereas Johnny B. Good shows like how far this kid's gonna go, and you know the song explores more of Johnny being like great, and this one is well, what if Johnny was kind of a dick too? Like what if he did all this stuff? And that's why you get a lot of those like the lead parts, those lead guitar parts where it sounds like Chuck Berry's on this and hitting, I don't know, the classic 50s fucking rock and roll slides and shit like that. The like all those little things.
Yeah. There's some cool
and like
little
spelling
bass.
it different, like Johnny, like right, spelled it all with the 2 E's.
Yeah, it was a really. I wanted to say it as like Joni, but yeah, when you actually listen to it, it's Johnny.
They spell shit dumb all the time, and that's just like their thing that they do. Just another layer to this fucking band that just to be
the
annoying.
Quirkiness of Devo, yeah. But no, this is a really cool song. Lyrically, yeah, it's about kind of like a dickhead kid who had big rock and roll dreams, and he was an asshole to his girlfriend and people around him, and then he leaves town and he dies.
It's Johnny B. Good. It's the same Johnny from the Chuck Berry song.
No, I know it is, and I get it. I like the old.
And that's the deconstructed thing. Is like, oh, remember in the 50s, like apple pie and hot dogs is American way, right? And here we are in the late 70s where like things aren't all apple pie, and we're just getting out of Vietnam, and like there are people were getting shot in Kent State, and that's what they're singing about. Is like that misconception that we have of the American dream doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
The nuclear family is just going to keep going down and down and down until that explodes into something that nobody thinks exists. And this is cool. Like you're taking arguably like one of the greatest songs ever written, right?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Like that's fucking ballsy, dude. You take Johnny B. Good, which again I think is one of the greatest songs ever written, and you're saying, what if Johnny was kind of a dick? What if Johnny was kind of a dick? That's pretty crazy. That's pretty ambitious.
Yeah.
For your first record.
On top of that, they did a Rolling Stones cover too.
Oh, dude, I love that fucking cover too.
But they changed the lyrics. They did change some of the lyrics, but yeah,
not the feeling.
Not the feeling, but yeah, some of the lyrics. But we'll get into that in a bit. So come back, Johnny. Do you have anything else on this one?
No, it's good. It's
All
good.
right. So what's next? What haven't we talked about?
Pretty much just a big one. Satisfaction and like Jocko Homo, I guess, would be the big one too.
Yeah.
But then like sloppy space. Oh, we talked about Space Junk, kind of. I mean, we can skip that one.
Yeah, we can skip that one. I don't care.
Praying Hands.
That's my 6B.
That's my 6B too.
You want to get into that real quick?
Yeah, dude, that's like
let's do it.
That's like the fucking Casper slide for this era, right? Just like Luftdorf, right? And like
It's so
watching them
stupid.
play it fucking live is so cool. Like, god damn, like this is what made, I don't know, so many people famous. Like the Casper slide, right? Like the what's it called? The mariachi? What's that thing where you go like this?
The Macarena.
The Macarena. How the fuck did I not know the Macarena?
I don't know.
That's wild.
That
I know
was
the
our-
moves to it.
That was
but
our
I don't know
child. That
the
was
name.
literally our childhood. Yeah.
I can't believe I knew the moves to the Macarena, but I didn't know the fucking name of it. That's wild. But yeah, like when you just tell people what to do and like dance, it's an instant classic. Instant classic.
Yeah.
I love
That's what
this.
this is.
A little surfy, a little new wave.
Very
It's
surfy.
perfect.
Yeah, and then also that busy hi-hat stuff in the chorus, fucking so good, so catchy. But I mean, it's essentially just a criticism of religion and the hypocrisy of religion. And I mean, he was specifically making fun of local like televangelists in Ohio at the time. Forgot the guys. The two guys. I forgot their name, but yeah. In the end, it's them just kind of making fun of religion.
Yeah.
It's an anti-religious thing.
And that's really what it is. And the praying hands concept, right? That's why they throw their hands up like this and they're doing like this thing.
Yeah, it's good.
Good.
It's really good.
Good.
So let's. So what else we got? We had the praying hands. Come back, Johnny. Jocko Homo. Want to get that one?
Yeah. Let's save satisfaction for the last one because I actually had
That's
the
fine.
most notes for that one.
Okay. So Jocko Homo. Yeah, this one is weird, dude. It's all over the place. It's wonky as hell. Dude, this is probably the weirdest song they've ever put out in their entire career. Outside of Peekaboo, this is probably the weirdest song they've ever put out because none of it really makes sense,
Yeah.
but it still works.
It's a bunch of different ideas somehow strung together, right? There's like 4 different concepts because that din, 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 that part doesn't really kind of blend into like the verse part of it. Like those are 2 different things. And then when they really get into the "Are we not men? We are Devo," and they say the DEVO, like the DE part, because those 2 letters kind of sound the same. The D and the E are like identical, so it blends like Devo, right? Yeah. It just sounds weird when they do it, especially when they do it fucking live and they're just yelling. But yeah, this song is weird. It's bizarre. I do love this song,
and it just sounds so robotic. Like if you were to watch like a movie about robots, like a robot malfunctioning in a movie or a TV show, it sounds like this song. Like it's just so jilted and just like it's so fucking weird.
There's a guy that comes to our store all the time, friend of the pod, friend of the store, Matt. He's the one that gave me my Devo shirt and my Kraftwerk shirt. But he likes Devo a lot and he loves his record. And growing up for him in this era, Jocko Homo was what, like, I don't want to say like the kids that were picked on in high school, but the kids that just weren't jocks. I thought jocks were just fucking stupid. They would call them Jocko Homos. And they're not calling them homos as in like they're gay. They're calling them homos as in like Homo sapiens, like Homo erectus, like you're a Neanderthal, like you're an idiot, right? Type of thing.
Yeah.
So when they say Jocko Homos, even though the song's not specifically about that, it's homo in like you're a caveman.
Yeah,
you're
the evolutionary.
I'm better than you.
The evolutionary kind of way.
You're a meathead, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we ever at our high school had like a term for the jocks at our high school because I don't think we cared that much.
Yeah, we didn't care. Our high school was way too big for us to care.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But whatever people call the dumb jocks at their high school, that's what this was for this era, for these kids, and I thought that was cool. That's an anecdote, dude.
That is, dude. Yeah, and overall the song, about it's more the theory of the devolution that they've been pushing and all that kind of stuff. How society is getting dumber, destroying itself, blah blah blah. So there you go. Killer song, fucking weird as shit, but I dig it. I love it.
Yeah, it's so weird.
What else we got here? What else do we have here?
Just Slopey and then Satisfaction.
Sloopy. Sloopy pussy.
Sloppy pussies.
Sloppy. I saw my baby getting. Somebody got on this.
Such a deep cut.
Yeah.
Sloppy's good. This was not a banger for me.
Number 10 song.
Late track was his, second to last. But again, I think this starts off kind of in the same way. that a lot of the songs start off with, right? Not just like the din, but like a fast kind of like guitar riff, and then faster drum beat, and then we kind of get into the song. I think it's short, so I don't know. I don't think it really.
Minutes, yeah.
It doesn't get a lot of time to kind of explore itself.
I hear a lot of Sex Pistols.
Weird.
I don't really like Sex Pistols, but I hear a lot of it on here, and I know that they admire the Sex Pistols a lot, not necessarily musically, but a lot of what they stood for and what punk stood for at the time.
We do too, though. Right?
What?
We don't like the Sex Pistols musically whatsoever, but there's a lot of stuff the Sex Pistols did outside of music that was cool.
Yeah, that's true.
But musically, it's fucking trash.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that record was not very good.
It's fucking trash. Like everything the Sex Pistols did musically was just trash. But they did cool things extracurricular wise.
Yes, but I feel like this musically, this song is kind of an homage to the Sex Pistols, or never mind the Bollocks. I just hear a lot of it on this. The chorus hits though with those high vocals too. It's weird, but that
reminds you of like the Pixies, right? Your bones got a little
it is a very Pixie song.
Like that's what I always thought.
Yeah,
it is
very Pixie.
Because it's just fucking weird. It just stops. Yeah, so it's cool. I don't think this would be a banger for me, but like this is something that I really, really do enjoy listening to.
Yeah, lyrically, maybe it's about a girl who just uses him, or it could just be about society just using him. I don't know.
I think it's one of the few sexual innuendo driven songs.
Yeah,
I think it's purposely doing that.
Because and they would do a lot of that with like the donut and what was it?
The French fry.
The French fry, yeah, the French fry. Yeah.
At MTV, which is funny too, because like the concept of MTV and sex sells, right? Like the Black Audio record, but like
good record.
Billy Idol and everybody else was like literally having almost like naked girls, and the rain's coming over their heads, and everybody's wet and doing like this thing and damn near topless. But then Dio does a donut with a French fry going into it like this, and she was like, no.
Inappropriate.
And then, but like I never thought about it this way, and it makes sense. But Mark was like, yeah, it's because like we as a society deem sex to be A and B. But if you add like L in there or like R into the A and B thing, then it's fucking weird. It's deviant behavior, and that's not what sex is supposed to be. And that's why we did it. I said, oh, that's cool. Fuck yeah,
I
dude.
like that. Yeah. Fucking hell.
And he said it too. He's like, how come in every music video I watched in the early days of MTV, whenever there's like a guy and a girl and they're like doing a sexy scene, they didn't look like they were having fun.
Yeah,
that's what he said in the video.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh shit, like you're right. Like everybody tries so hard to like look just like no one looks like they're like no one's smiling, no one's laughing. Like what the fuck, man?
Oh, it's true.
Fucking
it's
hell.
True. All right, so what do we have? Just Satisfaction, right?
Satisfaction.
Yeah, this is the Stones cover, but kind of a cover. A very loose cover. Let's just say that.
I think it's a very tight cover.
You think so?
I do, and I'll tell you why.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's a fucking phenomenal cover. I think this may go into like my list of best covers of all time. Not the best, not 3, not 5, but maybe top 10.
Okay.
It's not. It's minimalist. It's minimalist to the max. It's a perfect cover for these guys. It's not suave. It's not sexy in any fucking way. But it's the same feeling as the Stones one. It's frustrated. It's tired. It's annoyed. Like just for a different era. And like the Stones one is another one that's like widely misrepresented as just like this straight up just like sexual. I'm just frustrated. Like I'm tired of sex, like Rivers and Pinkerton, right? Like that's not what the Stone one is really about. That's part of it, but overall, it's just he's just not fulfilled with his life. Like that's what Jagger was doing with that. But like the best part of this is like that deconstructed fucking guitar riff. Like arguably like that dun, 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 dun. That's one of the most recognizable, maybe like one of the greatest like riffs of all time.
It's a top
like
riff,
guitar wise. It's fucking unreal. Yeah. And they do the same thing, but deconstruct it a little bit. They take out like one note, but you still know exactly what it is, but it sounds like you're not really playing that right. And like that's why this is so goddamn great. I think it's fucking brilliant.
But it's also the way that Bob plays the guitar but they're both Bobs, right? Yeah, they're both Bobs. Both guitar players are Bobs.
Yeah.
Bob Casal and Bob, Bob 1 and 2. But it's the way that they play the guitar too. It's like bump, boom, bump, boom, boom, bump, boom. It's like it's literally just missing notes, and that's how like all of their songs are. It sounds like every song is just missing a note, and it seems very kind of robotic and messed up and weird. But that's what it is. Yeah, it's essentially just missing notes from the Stones song, and just making it like very rigid and kind of uncomfortable to listen to at points. Like it just doesn't sound quite right. But I think if I'm remembering the story right, they talked about it in the documentary. But when they wanted to make sure everything was. They wanted to clear
Jagger
the rights for this one. Yeah, Jagger loved it. But at first, Mark was saying that Jagger was like really weird. He was confused. Like he didn't quite get it. Like he just was so thrown off by it. But then like halfway through it, like he got up and started dancing. He was like really, really digging it. But it took him a little bit to really just kind of understand it and get it. But once he did,
that's perfect.
He was like, fuck yeah, do it.
That's a perfect like representation of what Devo wants to be. It's something you see. And initially, it's very, I don't know, it's very antagonistic. It's very poking the bear. It's very against the grain. It's very counterculture. Mm-hmm. But the more you see, the more you listen, the more you kind of like digest. You realize like this is fucking really good, and not like really good in the sense where this should be like sent into space to aliens because it's one of the greatest things of all time. It's just like, damn, this is what music should be. Like pushing the boundaries, like getting out of our comfort zones and exploring like the other facets of art that we can interpret and put into music. Like this is beautiful. It's fucking amazing. It's so cool. And this, even though this is my 5B, I think like this is one of the most important songs I've ever done. I really do.
It's a bold statement.
I said it.
All right. So yeah, Satisfaction. But what else? We've talked about just about everything.
That's it, baby girl. Yeah, we talked about everything.
Yeah, it looks like we have.
The cover art?
Yeah, so the cover art was they originally wanted it was a Puerto Rican golfer, Chichi Rodriguez. Chichi Rodriguez. Was that his name? Chichi was his nickname. But anyway, they tried to get the rights to use his picture because they saw it on some bag or some patch or something like that, and they thought, this would be a perfect cover. But then they couldn't get the rights to his rights fast enough, and so they ended up like merging a picture of JFK, Lyndon B. Johnson, Nixon, and Reagan, I believe.
Yeah,
like one morphed into one picture.
I think also like one of them too, or like I don't know, something.
It was something weird like that.
But you can still get the original cover art on a single of one of their songs. I think it's the Be Stiff single.
But that was after the fact. That was after the album got pressed, I think, because the Chichi, the golfer, he said, yeah, that's fine. You can use the picture of me for the cover. But it was after the record had already gone to press, and it would have cost too much money to stop everything and start from scratch. It would have cost like $2,500. Like, fuck it. So they went with the updated artwork. So I think maybe the single came out after the fact.
It's the Be Stiff single, and this is weird too because remember we talked about like how this was delayed because of the Branson thing. It's like this should have come out. I mean, this should come out in 1977 rather than 1978. Yeah. But that Be Stiff single came out like the same year this did. But if you look at the pictures between the single and like what they wanted to originally use and this one, it's like the same fucking thing.
I didn't even look at it.
They look, I mean, obviously they're like objectively different. That you can clearly tell they're different, but they're so fucking close. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Actually,
like, dude,
I like the Be Stiff single. I like that picture a lot.
So the Be Stiff single is the Chichi guy.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think it looks way better than the morphed version of the.
I mean, it looks like a person.
I know, but I feel like it. I don't know. I think it just works way better than the morphed version. I don't know. Whatever. That's cool.
Okay, that's something.
All right. Well,
yeah, that's about it.
I know we actually talked way more about the backstory and the history of the band than I was expecting, but you kind of have to, because this band the music is secondary. We've said it several times. The music is secondary. It's more about the visual aspect of it and the message that they're trying to convey. And actually, before we wrap it up, let's talk about the extracurrics a little bit.
Extracurric, yes,
because there are.
I'm making a whole pod of the extracurrics.
I know. So I only ended up listening to 2 records outside of Devo. I listened to the Wipeouters from 2001, I believe it was.
Damn, that was a good one.
That was the surf-inspired record that Mark Mothersbaugh, I think one of the Bob Mothersbaugh, I forgot. It was a couple of the guys. Most of the guys from Devo did that record. Fucking killer surf record
with fucking Rocket Power. I forgot about the Rocket Power theme song.
The old Nickelodeon show that we kind of
fucking hell, dude.
Rocket Power, though, to me, that came out a little bit too late. Like, I never really got into that show. I think I was a little too old for it, so it really wasn't my thing. But I mean, it was a very, very popular kids show when we were growing up. But yeah, they did the theme song for that, and then the Wipeouters record was fucking so cool.
It was really, really cool.
Very, very surf rock.
That's a vinyl worthy fucking output there.
Yeah, it's very, very vinyl worthy. And then the other one I listened to was the Jerry Casale record that he put out. Was it 2017, 2018?
Yeah.
Josh Freese played drums on that one. I think Josh Freese produced it too, if I'm remembering correctly. But that's another great fucking record. It's so good. Oh, I think that record's so good. And then the song I Want to Pay You Back. I love that song. That's like better than most Devo songs. The one Jerry Casale. Jihad Jerry.
That's not saying a lot, because a lot of Devo songs aren't very good.
But that one song is very, very good.
But like, just Mark's fucking report card, dude. Just, I don't know, going through everything he's ever done, not just like TV shows or music videos or whatever, or scores. But like, the dude's still at it. Like, the dude's like, he's like composing for Marvel. He's in the MCU. You know what I mean? Like, still, like, that's wild, wild stuffs. And he worked with the Aquabats. He worked on Yo Gabba Gabba. He's done so much fucking stuff, and just like foundational shit for us. That obviously, as a kid watching Rugrats, because even though Rugrats is,
or the whole show,
even though Rugrats is so dumb and did not hold up, and I fucking hate that show now. Like, I was obsessed, and I know you're obsessed.
Oh,
like,
absolutely,
dude. I don't get it. I don't know why.
I was so obsessed with that show.
That show sucks, dude. It is not a good show anymore. It does not hold up, and it's fucking garbage.
Dude, it's been probably 20 years since I even watched an episode.
But truly, truly obsessed. And like, I would never have thought that's the fucking same guy that did like Whip It. And you know what I mean? Like, this is, it never like occurred to me.
Because the music doesn't sound anything like it.
But it kind of does, though. It kind of does.
I mean, looking back on it, knowing that it is Mark Mothersbaugh, then yeah. Like,
there's only like 2, like Danny Elfman and Mark Mothersbaugh, right? Those are the 2 guys that pretty much did anything kind of like cartoony when it comes to theme shows or scores or whatever it is. Like, they did it all.
Yeah. It's good stuff. And then, what was I going to say about Mark Mothersbaugh too? Shit. Fuck. Oh, man, I was going to say something.
He did Happy Gilmore, too. He did the music in Happy Gilmore.
Did he really? Yeah. I didn't know that.
And he did a bunch of shit for Wes Anderson, too. That's why he was Devo was in
Life Aquatic. Yeah, he did the score for that one, too. But yeah, he's done. I think he's done most of the Wes Anderson movies.
He might have done he might have done like all of them, all the dating back to like the Bottle Rocket one.
Yeah.
Which I think is the only Wes Anderson movies I haven't seen. And Bottle Rocket is before Rushmore.
Was it? Okay.
That's the one with Owen Wilson. He looks all fucking. His head's even more weird looking. Before he hit it with bangs.
Yeah, I've never seen Bottle Rocket. Yeah. Anyway, I wish I remember what I was just gonna say about Mark Mothersbaugh. Fucking hell, shit.
Probably the fact that he was like fucking blind until like 3 or 4 or 5, whatever the fuck it was, until they gave him glasses. Like, oh, now I can see. But then if you look in the glasses, his left eye, like it's clearly more fucked up than his right eye, because the glasses are like more magnified for his left eye, so it makes his left eye look like 3 times as large as his right eye. And so you're just thinking like, dude, like clearly this guy could not fucking see a goddamn thing. Those are like prescription glasses, you know? And like, how cool though! Like, he took that in every iteration of goggles or glasses. He always had these cool trinkets hanging off. I'm like, God damn, man!
I know.
It's just so cool.
Once again,
it's so cool.
Most of what the band did outside of music was really fucking cool. The costumes, the message, the visual aspect of it. Oh, that I remember what I was going to say. It wasn't about Mark Mothersbaugh. It was about Jerry Casale. So after Devo kind of disbanded in like 90, 91 or 92, I think it was, they kind of broke up, and that's when Mark Mothersbaugh did the Rugrats stuff and did a bunch of the scoring. But Jerry did a lot of directing. He did a lot of commercials and did a lot of music videos. And in the documentary we were watching, it showed a bunch of commercials and music videos.
The Tang commercials.
The Tang, yes. And I remember every single one of these
monkey
commercials.
Pop, the orangutan popping out of the fucking straw.
And when I watched it yesterday, I was laughing so fucking hard because I laughed just as hard when I was a kid, when I was 6 years old, 7 years old. And it's still so funny. It's so outrageous. It's so dumb. And man, dude, it was fantastic.
And I remember that Miller Lite commercial because Rebecca Romaine ended up becoming Mystique from the X-Men series, and I was like, wait, I've seen this girl before, and like there was no Google or whatever at that time. I guess there was, but I didn't do it.
Not to this, yeah.
But I was like, damn, I know that fucking girl. It's like, and then later on, I was like, that's the same She was like a, what do you call it? A supermodel?
Yeah, she's a Victoria's Secret model, I think.
Dude, the supermodel's a thing. You call it like
she was a supermodel.
Or model. You call model or supermodel? What's the difference?
I think a supermodel is like
just like you're more popular.
Yeah, I think it was like the celebrity version of a model.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, with the Miller Lite in her hand in Rebecca Romaine, I was like, dude, that's fucking Mystique. And then when she played Mystique in the X-Men series, like, God damn, she's still fucking smoking hot.
Yeah. Mind you, that was only like a 4-year difference when she played Mystique.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a big, you know.
But like growing up in our adolescent years, 4 years, I mean, might have been 100. And
yeah, our perspective of time was very, very different. But yeah, no, just watching the Tang one just blew my mind. I had no idea Jerry Casale, or however you pronounce his name, did those commercials. Because yeah, I remember almost every single thing that they showed. I remember the Miller Lite, the Tang, the various music videos. I remember all of it. Just
did you read about the Twin Towers wedding they had, the 9/11?
No,
kind of like theme wedding. They
who?
Jerry. Yeah, he married his wife at some point, and he joked that like him and his wife were the Twin Towers of love, and their cake was like Twin Tower themed, and and like they had like box cutters around there, and remember the box cutters?
God.
That's how they took over the plane.
Yeah, which is so.
It was
insane,
very. I mean, it's. I don't know. I don't want to go down that road.
I know we don't have to go down that road. Yeah. But no, that's
otherwise
that's a wild theme for a wedding. That is.
It's pretty wild.
But after watching the documentary and realizing like Jerry was just he's just so into the art. He's so into like kind of like fuck society, just really fuck consumerism.
Just and push everything society, as far as I possibly can.
Like, don't trust anybody. Trust no one, as fucking
as Mulder.
Deep Throat says. Yeah. Oh, Deep Throat says it first, right? And then Mulder's.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I don't know who said it first because they changed the opening sequences before Deep Throat said it.
But it was, so, like, but it was only that episode.
No, I think the first two episodes of X-Files said something else, and then they changed it to Trust No One.
I thought it was only the one episode.
And then Deep Throat said it, and then subsequent episodes were always Trust No One.
Okay. Yeah, this is, I mean, if you didn't, Jeff and I are rewatching X-Files for probably the 6th or 7th time right now. So we're very much in an X-Files mood. But, yeah, X-Files reference.
I watch the X-Files at least once every year and a half.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. Year and a half, 2 years.
It's good.
So anyway, that's all we have for this episode. Let's get into our final thoughts. Let's rate the record based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album but give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. What do you got? Go.
I was really disappointed with their music. I was. The first record I think is great. The last record I think is great. They have a handful of songs in between that I think are great. but for the most part, it's just generic drivel. It's stuff that I'm just like, what the fuck is this? You guys are never going to recapture the energy of your first. But then like watching the doc and then watching their music videos and then watching performances of them before their first record came out, I thought like, damn, you guys are some of the best performers I've ever fucking seen. You guys were inputting more into music than the people you idolized were doing. And it was like they had already mapped out an entire career path, an entire brand, an entire thing before even their first record. And it was really cool. And they tailored it right with the Ronald Reagan hats.
Yeah.
But then it was actually the JFK hats, and they got all mad. People were like, why are you wearing Ronald Reagan hats? So I think it's just cool. It's art first and then music second. But really, again, the deconstruction or the de-evolution thing doesn't actually exist because you're still just evolving into something else. Music is art. So like when they say, yeah, we love the art aspect of music, that's still art. Music is still art. Like it's subjective at its core. But I think it's cool. I think it's cool what they did, and goddamn, like people like Chappelle Roan and Sabrina Carpenter and like all these pop stars now are still trying to like recapture something that Devo fucking already perfected in 1978.
Yeah.
Right? Like all of this stuff is just fucking wild. It's absolutely wild. And I don't know, man. This record's great though. I think it's a 2.5. The record's 2.5. I think Devo as a construct, as an idea, as an artistic endeavor is historic. Yeah. The record's 2.5. Still damn good.
Yeah, I think overall the band's music is kind of, it's almost like forgettable. I don't care for most of it. But once again, this band is not, they're not a music band. They're an art project that's way more than just the music. The music is secondary. But this record, it does stand out from most everything else outside of their last record, which is also very good. But you know, this is, it has elements of post-punk, of punk, of what was coming up with new wave, of just electronic, of just art rock. There's a lot of different shit going on here, and knowing the history of the backstory of the band and the whole art aspect of it, it makes the record that much better. But with the record itself, I would give it a 2.25. 2.25. That's what I would give this record. I think overall what the band was doing, I think they're one of the coolest art bands ever. Like what they were trying to accomplish, visually, statement wise, musically, the whole thing. I think they're like almost maybe not quite a 3 out of 3, but they're fucking high up, because bands were trying to do this before. Like Velvet Underground were trying to be this like the whole Velvet, like the shit in New York, the Velvet Underground, the Andy Warhol shit. They were trying to like combine everything, do all the art shit with the music and the stupid ass dumb stuff. The Velvet Underground for the most part were pretty shitty.
Whoa, dude.
But Devo were very homogenized. They were very just much in their own little fucking world, and they created so much. They did so many cool fucking things, and no, I don't feel like any band has really stepped up and done it as well as they have as a whole. So as a whole, I would say this is pretty much a 3 out of 3. But the album itself, the music, just taking the music by itself, I give it a 2.25.
So good score.
Yeah.
Anything above a 2 is a good score in my book.
I agree.
And anything 2 or above is vinyl worthy.
And I got this on vinyl. So the only other Devo record I get on vinyl is their last record.
That's their last record.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all we have. Thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars if you're watching on YouTube. Smash that subscribe button. That's all we have. And that's it. That's all.